New Richmond students will head back to school finally after flooding covered a third of the village over the last several days. Now, it also forced businesses to close. More than a dozen families had to evacuate their homes as well. But now some of those families are returning home. That's the good news. Ready for a long road ahead of cleaning and drying things out. 9 on your sides, Allie Kramer is live now. And Allie, how much have you seen that water recede just yet?
Catherine, this is incredible. I expected a lot more water here in New Richmond. All of Front Street is now open. The side streets, some of those are still closed. And this is what they're dealing with, all of this river mud. So this like thick, sludgy stuff. Yeah, this is what they're going to be having to clean up on the actual streets. But take a look down here on Main Street. Yeah, it's still flooded. Well, they call it Main Street, but in my mind, it's a side street and it's still clogged with water. And this is the kind of water that's not going to be receding back into the river. They just got to wait for it to kind of dry up. And that's the problem on several of the side streets through town here. But take a look at this video. Sky 9 gives us a better look at how the water is receding. Of course, this video taken yesterday in the daylight is really a race now to get the flood water out of homes. People say that if that river mud dries in their homes, it turns real hard like concrete. A lot of folks remember that from back in '97. Some still don't have power. They're waiting for building inspectors to give them the green light. So that makes cleaning a little difficult as well. The biggest impact for people living here in New Richmond is when that water rose. It may not have gotten into the homes, but on that first floor, but it flooded their basements. We found some of those neighbors that were trying to save things in the basement, like your water heater, your furnace, but even a few inches of water in the basement can prove devastating.
My basement's plumb full. I'm got to pump it out, and got my granddaughter and my better half off to a hotel. I'm just taking care of the neighborhood, I reckon.
And you're looking live at a pile of garbage sitting on the corner here of Main and Front Street. We've seen this lining the streets. You know, this is not abnormal here. People pitching stuff that was ruined by the flood, but at least they're getting in there, getting that cleaned out. Hey, about 20 employees from the Beachmont and Milford Lowe's stores actually gathered supplies and they hit this area yesterday, really helping people, just kind of disinfecting, bringing the bleach and the sponges, the buckets, anything they could to help. But they'll be out here in bigger numbers, maybe even triple that today as more people are able to return home. Of course, we'll be out here when they arrive as well. Guys, reporting in New Richmond, I'm Allie Kramer. Back to you.
Allie, thanks. It's nice to hear those neighbors helping neighbors. And this is another one, too. So this is a good sign of recovery in New Richmond. Front Street Cafe opens today, just in time for lunch. On Facebook, the cafe's owner's thanking everyone for their prayers and says, now, talk about neighbors helping neighbors. He says now the cafe is focused on serving the community.
One person